Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Myself and Skatinmonk are going to start another episode of the August horror bandwagon hype train. Say hello, Skatinmonk.
Woo woo, motherfucker!
And as you saw from the title screen, this is the PT playable teaser for the new Silent Hills game. Obviously, when this came out, no one knew it was Silent Hills until 5 minutes in when it exploded and everyone knew it was Silent Hills. So yeah, Silent Hills.
It sort of has that like I'm screaming at being Silent Hill. But there's like a few things that are not Silent Hilly, but there are a few things that are Silent Hilly, and I think we're actually going to get proper intellectual mate and discuss it and shit.
Well, not really, because I knew this was Silent Hills before I heard about PT because someone had spoiled it or something. But it doesn't look like a Silent Hill game. If I just saw this, I wouldn't think, oh, it's Silent Hill. Sure, it's got psychological horror, but there are a lot of games that have psychological horror.
Yeah, it's sort of a done thing now. There are some things like the atmosphere is spot on. Like the fact that the game is forcing you to progress, like it feels sort of forced, and it's sort of like that's the whole thing about Silent Hill. It's taking control away from the player and everything else. And those two roaches joined together.
Are there two roaches? I thought it was just like a Siamese roach.
That's what it's like. No, it's two roaches joined together. Well,
the human roachipede.
The human
roach centipede.
We need to stay focused.
No, what? Silent Hill, what?
I'm actually really fucking jealous that you have a PlayStation 4 and you can actually play this.
Because I can play this on the Fox engine in beautiful 1080p. Look at these horrific graphics, they're amazing.
They look fucking real on some of the GIFs that I've seen on like Tumblr and shit.
Do you know the thing though? Hideo Kojima actually said, if you don't know, Hideo Kojima is making the new Silent Hill game and he's directed this. Oh yeah, I keep looking up because there's a scare there. I just want to make sure the audience gets that. Hideo Kojima's actually said that the graphics in this and like the images of Lisa, they've actually been toned down just to make the game look like an indie game.
Yeah. Cool.
Because like I said, no, everyone went into this thinking it was a brand new indie developed horror game, but no, it's Silent Hills.
Silent Hill. Why Silent Hills? That's my question.
Because I don't know, I suppose it'd be odd for a town to just have one hill.
I suppose. Did they just like discover the hill about halfway through? Like after 4, they were just like, oh wait, there's another hill. We should probably call it Silent Hill.
We could make a game about that.
This is like the whole premise though is very sort of like. I mean, the whole horror aspect of it before was very Americanized and stuff like that, but also with a hint of like that
Silent Hill Origins onward.
No, like that was sort of like. That was trying to be too much American horror, but there's like American themes, like quaint little towns and stuff like that. That's usually like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying like the games of American Horror Nights with running down fucking stabbing nurses in the tits.
Like I get what you mean because it's not very, it isn't very Japanese horror. It's not very like Ju-On or The Ring or stuff like that.
But it still manages to incorporate those Japanese horror elements into it.
Yep.
Which is what makes it good. Like that, I thought this part was really good because it sort of builds up the bathroom slowly. Because it's sort of like you hear knocking and then like you walk past it and you look through the gap in the doorway, but it still won't let you in.
I tried to get a good shot of her, of Lisa's face here, but she was having none of it. So
is that actually Lisa Garland?
No, it's not Lisa Garland. No, it's another character called Lisa. You know the puzzle later on where you've got to find fragments of the photograph and put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lisa. Lisa is the wife of the main character who was murdered. It's not Lisa Garland. It's not Lisa Trevor from Resident Evil. It's another character called Lisa.
Fair enough. I'm up to date with that. But yeah, it builds up to it, and then you go in there, and you're expecting a monster, but then it's just like, well, I'll save that for later.
Oh, there she is.
She shuts the door. And that build-up's really good. It's very sort of atmospheric as hell. And the moment you realise that, like, the more you progress through this loop, the worse it gets. The game actually sort of shuts you off from it and forces you to go and look around a bit more, and then it lets it go open for you. That's fucking creepy. How did you just walk up to that like nobody's business?
Because I'm a boss. That's why.
You are really, like, good in horror scenarios. I fucking panic way too much.
I think the thing with me is I'm very apprehensive about playing a horror game, but once I get into it, I just steamroll through it. I don't care.
There are a lot of people like that. I'm unfortunately not one of those people.
You'll play it, you'll go into it straight away without a care in the world and realise, hang on, this was a terrible idea.
Basically, yeah. I think that was like Five Nights at Freddy's. I was just like, and then I was like, oh, this is a terrible idea. And then I realised the fucking, oh, there he is.
There's
Fetus. Are you zooming in and out of the fetus? Fetus intensifies. But that's it. It shuts you in the door. Like you're sort of expecting the monster to come out at you, and fucking you're shitting bricks at this point. Well, if you're me, you're shitting bricks at this point. You're ready to pick that fetus up and use it as a makeshift weapon.
Just take it back. I don't want it anymore.
That whole build-up's really good. Like I really like this bit. The thing is though that like Del Toro is involved on this. Is he doing the monster design specifically, or
what else would he be doing?
I was about to say, like, but the monsters don't seem very inspired. It's just bland white woman. And
See,
now
this is the thing, because again, there's lots of people working on this game, mainly Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and Norman Reedus. He's an actor for the main character.
I was like, is he working on the game, or is it just because he's a star they've decided to put him in?
It's just a star, so they decided to throw him in the game. No, not even just him.
Just
absolutely him. I think Guillermo del Toro's a bit hit and miss with this game, because a lot of his films, they're great, but a lot of his other films, they're a bit naff. His monster design, you can't fault it. His monster design is great, but I'm not sure if it's Silent Hill monster design. He has said in an interview before that he doesn't take inspiration from other people or do research, he just does it all himself.
Yeah.
So I'm just worried that he might not research what a Silent Hill monster should be like.
They do have a sort of like specific design where they're like, they're gross and disgusting, but there's sort of like there's symbolism behind it. Like, and that's one of the reasons I got into Silent Hill in the first place. It's actually Silent Hill is one of the reasons I got into psychology in the first place, just because of like the cryptic symbolism and psychological meanings behind things. And I was just like, oh, this is really radical. So, it's just a case of like maybe. But to be fair though, he could be asked to check up designs for the fucking Silent Hill monsters just for the project lead. And Kojima's got fucking loads of people from the old Team Silent working on this, because apparently a lot of people from Team Silent now work for Kojima, whatever he calls himself. Is it like Kojima Industries or something weird? I can't remember what Kojima names his fucking company. Oh, gouged eye out.
Yeah, that woman in that picture right there, that is also Lisa. Because you don't see it in this playthrough, because Lisa never comes to kill me, which is odd. That sometimes happens, it sometimes don't. I don't know how to trigger it. But you see a close-up of Lisa, and she's missing her left eye. Yeah,
I've seen that. I've seen the image of the white woman that attacks you.
Crazy white woman.
That's like.
Oh wait, here's the balcony. If you just look up there, you might be able to catch a glimpse of her.
Oh, I see her.
Yeah. I couldn't see it on my television because my television gamma's pretty low because Emily's got photophobia or something, so it hurts her eyes when she's bright light. But I couldn't see this at first, so I had to look at it in post to see, oh, yeah, there's the crazy lady.
Come on up, honey. I've got a surprise for you.
The bed's ready.
The bed is ready. You can fuck my eye hole.
Ew, gross. Literal skull fucking.
Oh dear. But there is like I'm fucking like that. That's another good thing about Silent Hill horror. It's not knowing. There's a fucking child or whatever bathing in the blood.
Yeah, I've not seen anyone else do that while playing this game. I've not seen anyone walk under it. Just look at those liquid physics. Just pouring all over your face. It's brilliant.
But it's blood, isn't it? So shouldn't it be through a red filter as opposed to just like standard water?
Oh, sure.
Not I'm nitpicking. Demo. No, I'm nitpicking, Kenny.
Hello.
But that's like really quite good. You know what you're doing at this point. You're just like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, get it over with.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Did somebody say hell? That's like, I don't know. That feels really uncreative. It's just like, oh hell. Hell is immediately a bad place, so we know something bad is going on. If it was like...
Well, then again, it's difficult to make an anagram of Silent Hill.
Very true, actually. But it's not. It's not really. You don't really need to make an anagram with hello and hell. You just take off the O.
And the exclamation mark. Don't forget the exclamation mark.
Maybe you could do something with like it's like slaughter and laughter. Oh, you're going Sonic speed now.
Gotta go fast, man.
The eyeballs spinning and stuff like that is like, I don't know, like it's good, and I like the smiling face like as well. It's quite off-putting. It does have a very Silent Hilly atmosphere.
I'm gonna say, this part right here, where you've got to look through this peephole, it is a pain in the arse. Because the zoom button in this game is the R3 trigger, so you've got to push that in, and my god, it takes a toll on your thumb. I end up having to use both my thumbs just to keep this in long enough.
I'm an Xbox person, so I've not really played any PlayStation games.
I'm pretty sure there's still like pushing in the analog stick.
Very rarely.
No,
like,
fair enough. No turning back now, because I was going to do that anyway. Oh yeah, the baby talks to you. It's crazy.
Is it?
So you
Yeah.
drowned your sorrows in booze.
Oh, that's nuts.
You got a part-time job.
I know you can't hear the audio right now, so you'll have to wait until I upload this. But it's a grown man's voice.
I was about to say,
It's actually, I think it's the same voice from the radio.
In a skirt. You
Ah.
remember, right?
That is pretty nuts.
Exactly.
Talking fetus. That fetus is judging you. Like, I don't know if I could take shit from a fetus. I could just fucking hold it in my hand and burst it. Like, fuck that fetus. Judge me. I can drown my sorrows in booze if I want to. Fetus talking shit in a grown man's voice. That's it though. It's that sort of like that works. But
It's weird.
at the same time, is it going to have an actual Silent Hill narrative? Is it going to be like alternate
Oh god, no.
dimensions?
See, at the end of this, because I do beat this, I unlock the trailer at the end of it, so the audience can see that. And at the very end of it, it does say, this game is a teaser and does not represent whatever for the main game. So it's basically just showing what Kojima Del Toro can do, and what the Fox engine can do. This has no relation to the main game.
Oh, not even the story with Lisa and that.
We don't know about that. We're not sure if it's just the gameplay, the narrative, the scenery, the location, whatever's going on. But it just says this game has no relation to the completed title.
Oh, fair enough then. Like, I'm content with that then. Like, I wonder if they're actually going to do a proper Silent Hill narrative, because a lot of people do the fucking Tom fucking fuckface Hewlett approach of multiple universes and don't bring quantum mechanics into Silent Hill.
No,
Leave quantum mechanics
all the
first.
other Silent Hill games from Silent Hill Origins onward, they've just tried to copy Silent Hill 2 and just done it poorly.
Yeah, I wonder if this like I've really fucking high hopes. I remember when we started the Silent Hill 1 Let's Play on my channel, we were saying about the fucking series being dead, and then like this came out like about maybe 2 or 3 months afterwards, and my hype was renewed because it looks fucking great.
Kojima came in riding on his white horse of horror.
Yeah,
Kojima's never really done horror before. He's done bits and bobs of it in the Metal Gear Solid series, but beyond that,
isn't his horror style in the Metal Gear Solid series like all fourth wall breaking though, which really isn't Silent Hill-esque?
it's not Silent. It's very much Eternal Darkness, which is what's happening right now. This is very Eternal Darknessy, which isn't bad. Eternal Darkness is a psychological horror. It's a good one, but we expect it now because
Yeah,
it's been done. And it just depends if Kojima can do it well, which I know he can.
I've not seen this.
Oh yeah, this is a different one. This one's apparently a clue to getting the cinematic at the end because it's got the name J at the end of it.
Alright.
Also, another thing I've noticed, which you'll see in a minute, once the game loads again, it's not actually a broken audience, it's just Kojima being a bastard. But yeah, I'm not... Again, Kojima's a bit hit and miss on this as well. He's a fantastic writer. I love the Metal Gear Solid games and the Zone of Enders games. They're great. But he's not exactly the most subtle tool in the basket now, is he?
No.
So I'm just not sure if he can do that right. But we'll wait and see. This has been fine. It's been... My god, it's been great. Especially with the narrative and the weaving the clues in and whatnot. But yeah, you'll just see in a minute. There's this bag over here. You see that bag right there? That talks to you, but only if Lisa has killed you in a previous loop.
Alright.
And it basically just says what's at the beginning, the only me is me, are you sure the only you is, the real you is you, or whatever like that. And some theories that are circling around the internet for what that is Lisa, when Lisa kills you, she rips out your voice box and puts it in that bag.
Oh.
Because when she does kill you, you hear like a squelching sound.
No. Radical.
Hell yeah, man.
That sounds pretty cool. I would like to see what Del Toro does with like actual monster designs. Cause that's just thing like fucking Pan's Labyrinth. What else did he do? He did Pan's Labyrinth.
He did the Hellboy series.
Yeah, the Hellboys. He pretty much copied and pasted one of the designs, didn't he? The fucking thing that holds the eyeballs in its hand was pretty much the same thing as that blue thing in Hellboy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If there's a thing holding its fucking eyes in its hands, I'm gonna be like, oh, you shit. You sort of just stood there. Like,
yeah, at this point I've beaten the game. Now it's just going to do an infinite loop of the same room, so this is where you need to start just try and do the final things to get the ending cinematic. So what I was doing right there was waiting for it to become midnight, so you see on the clock it says 000. And what you've got to do is press exactly 10 steps forward without stopping, and then you'll hear a baby. And then as the bell chimes go on and the radio static picks up and you hear Lisa's heavy breathing. Once that's done, you've got to speak into your PlayStation microphone, and apparently you've got to say Jareth, but that didn't work every time when I tried doing it. I tried also James, any name with a J. I mostly just picked James because Silent Hill 2. And I'm not sure which one worked, but either way it happened. Not in this run, it happened in the second run, but it's a bit awkward.
he just stood there shouting names then.
I was going, James!
James!
I'm playing Heavy Rain, I'm pressing X to Jason.
Jason! Jason!
But yeah,
Jason!
It doesn't work, so I just think, oh, maybe I've got to reset the rooms after this, so I just go on into the next room. Once Lisa stopped breathing down my neck.
Oh god, that'd fucking terrify me. I wish I could play horror games like that, just breeze through them, like no fucking... Actually, no, I don't think I'd enjoy them as much, to be fair. Like, the reason I enjoy horror games so much is because they scare the shit out of me.
Well, at this point, this was my second run of the game. I had already known what I was doing.
Did you get spooked the first time?
It was pretty spoopy the first time.
That's good then. At least you got spooked. That's all I care about. You're not gonna be like me though and spend an entire fucking Outlast episode hiding under a bed.
No, to be fair, I kind of breezed through Outlast Whistleblower as well.
Oh wow. Fucking stop being brave.
But by
Stop being
God,
braver
Eddie
than me.
Gluskin. Oh, he's amazing.
I'm older than you. I should be braver than you.
So yeah, I'm doing the same thing again here where I'm waiting for it to become midnight, and I actually tried doing the Konami code right there. I was seeing if that does anything, but nothing happened.
The Konami code?
You don't know the Konami code?
I don't know the Konami code.
You call yourself a fucking gamer. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start.
Oh. Nope, no idea what that is.
Oh my goodness.
I don't play.
It's a very famous cheat code that happens in a lot of Konami games, where like if you do it at the main menu, you'll get like extra lives or something in some of the older arcade games.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
But yeah, I just tried it because it seemed like the kind of thing that would happen, but it didn't happen. Maybe because at this point in the game, no one knew it was Konami making the game, so maybe they thought, hey, if we put Konami code in there, it might be a giveaway.
Maybe.
So yeah, I actually tried the speaking into the PlayStation microphone thing again here, but it doesn't seem to work. But apparently there's another theory that if you stare at the fetus in the sink, that triggers the second baby laughter, so I tried doing that while screaming names into my microphone.
It triggered my erection.
Well... that seemed irrelevant.
No, I felt like being like controversial.
Hang on, I can connect it. Silent Hill, sexual tension, there, done.
Done, excellent. James
frustration,
Libido,
you're James Sunderland.
titties, nurse.
You have sexual frustration for aborted fetuses.
We've been doing so well. Like, I was thinking, like, we've been doing so well. We've been fucking commenting and creating fucking constructive points and shit like that.
I also found out you can control the torch using the D-pad, so I just played around with that with a bit.
That's pretty cool. I did not realise that you could do that. I've not really seen like people play it to that thing. Oh, there it is. Fucking
So yeah, I just end up staring at this for about 5 minutes until...
hello dinner. It's like, it's not an actual fetus though. It's like deformed because it's got like a weird snake head.
Have you ever
It looks
seen a
like
fetus that looks normal?
Funnily enough, like my friend's a med student, and we were like looking at like the textbooks that she had for this whole like, and there was a whole section on like how they're meant to come out looking and shit like that. So surprisingly enough, I have an actual in-depth knowledge.
Of course you do.
There's very few things that I don't have an in-depth knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? I'm a clever man. But yeah, it looks like it could be a baby lizard man off Dark Souls.
Everything's Dark Souls with you lately.
I'm obsessed. Like, I well and truly am obsessed. It's all I play when I'm not fucking recording.
Well, get obsessed with this, man.
I am. I'm on the fucking hype train. I need a console to play. If it's announced for PlayStation 4 exclusive, I'm just getting a PlayStation 4 just to play this game.
I think someone somewhere said it's coming out for PC as well.
Ah, then I might be alright then. It does look fucking beautiful though.
And
Like, honestly,
since like Metal Gear Solid 5's on the Xbone as well, I don't see why it... Oh, there we go, I got the second baby laugh. But right now, I've got to stay perfectly still because my controller's vibrating, and I've got to wait for that to subside, and then I got the third laugh, and then the phone rings.
and then you answer it, and then you get the Norman Reedus trailer.
Yep. But yeah, as I was saying... What was I saying? I was saying something, and then the damn baby interrupted me. Oh, there's the third baby laugh. And then the bring, and I spring into life.
Bring me a titty.
Wah, wah, baby fetus thirsty. Someone fetch me a titty.
Nipple. Nipples for baby lizard man from Dark Souls and Sense Fortress.
Oh yeah, I was saying that because Metal Gear Solid 5's on the Xbone as well, I don't see why this can't be on the Xbox One as well, because Fox Engine. But yeah, that's it. Then we're treated to this lovely cinematic at the end.
Any minute now. Any second now.
I'm sure I recorded this part. There it is.
Dad was such a drag. He was such a drag that like he had to say that twice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's texted there already, and then it's subtitled as well.
Who knows? Then one day he goes and kills us all. What a dick.
I'm not complaining. I was dying of boredom anyway.
I was dying of boredom anyway, but now I was dying of a 12 gauge round to the face.
Coming back, and I'm bringing my new toys with me.
So is it like some guy coming back to kill his dad who killed him?
I don't know. I think the lore is that the main character, who we assume their name is Jareth, he kills his wife, who I can only assume is pregnant because the fetus, and he must have killed the son as well. There's actually a scene in this where you hear a news story about the killer suffocating himself by making a noose out of a hose pipe. However, you can hear it echoed and muffled, and it sounds like he's saying he killed himself with an umbilical cord.
That is hardcore.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore, man.
That is metal. Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead. This looks like it could be a fucking scene from The Walking Dead, just the abandoned cars and Norman Reedus looking exactly like he does in The Walking Dead.
It is. It's I don't really care for The Walking Dead. I got halfway through season 2 and it's just like, oh, this is the same crap over and over again. Just turn it off. And as soon as I saw that, it's like, that's the dude from The Walking Dead, isn't it? Why is that the dude from The Walking Dead? Why is he here? What does this add?
Silent Hill. It adds an S on Silent Hill.
That's what Norman Reedus does. That's what his name isn't. His name is now Norman Reeder. They stole his S. But yeah, for some reason it's playing the Silent Hill 1 theme here.
Yeah, I know that. Like, so
again, I'm not sure why.
I think that might be. Oh, it's Kojima Productions, not Kojima Industries. Fuck.
And the Fox Engine and Konami and
everybody else who's getting on the hype train.
Choo choo.
Whiz.
See that this game is a teaser. It is no direct relation to the main title.
They could make a fucking story out of that original thing.
Well, it pretty much is its own self-contained story, I guess.
Yeah. got the murderer, you got some guy coming back. The guy coming back to his dad, though, that's got to be fucking the main narrative, or part of the main narrative.
Maybe.
But anyway, that would be it then.
So any closing thoughts from yourself?
I'm pretty fucking hyped, but like you said, that's no direct relation to the thing. But that honestly, that is good enough to be a game on its own. I'm pretty sure some indie developer could release that as a game, and it would be fucking heralded as like the second coming of horror games.
Well, it kind of already is. People are exploding about this, saying it is the scariest game. And I know everyone says that it's the scariest game.
It's
just
just
pretty damn good.
spookiest game. All of my favourite Let's Players should play it.
The thing is, Kojima has actually said that he didn't expect people to have figured it out until about 1 or 2 months after the demo had came out.
Yeah, I will say, like, the fucking process of actually having to figure it out seems really in-depth. And it always makes me wonder how people figure this shit out. Like,
have you seen the Great Debate video on this?
I have not, but I'll probably...
Well, watch that, because it is actually really interesting about how people have come to a conclusion for this. But for the most part, people have just figured it out at random.
I will say, it must be like one person fucking figured out. It's always the one person that happens to have a capture card handy, though, isn't it?
No, apparently someone was live streaming it and just got it by random.
Oh.
Complete random. And no one's been able to efficiently replicate it. Although apparently the Great Debate has done it, but like I said, it didn't work exactly for me. I had to do 2 run-throughs to try and get it to work.
Oh, fair enough. So does this conclude your August horror bandwagon?
I've not really heard of any other horror games exploding to the degree that PT and Five Nights at Freddy's has, so probably yes. These have been the 2 main games in August that have just exploded.
With rightly so as well. Both are very well made.
They are both pretty damn good.
So yeah, do you want to bring this video to a conclusion?
No, I'm just gonna let it go for another 5 minutes. I've not made videos in a couple of months. I'm just gonna let this. I'm just gonna let this be my monthly upload.
You're too busy fucking like on my channel, aren't you? This is more like a weird podcasty thing. We should probably make this a more like frequent thing if like there's horror games exploding that we can talk about.
We could.
Oh,
we'll have to do some Freddy stuff for you so I can shit on that game a bit more.
I like Freddy. I think it's quite good.
I do too. It's a good game. I just don't understand why it's exploded, as I've explained in my other August horror bandwagon hype train.
Yes, I personally don't understand why. It's like the premise of the game is very simple. I think it's because it's so simplistic and anyone can pick it up. It's not like an in-depth horror that requires like amazing graphics cards or anything to run. It's the same way that Slender exploded, because it was such a low-res game that any motherfucker could pick it up and play it and have fun with it. Like, and Freddy's looks really good, like graphically, because it's got that sort of real. I'm not quite sure what the type of graphics I would describe it as, but it's like a sort of weird animated sort of thing. I don't know what I'll call it.
Anime.
But it doesn't require a decent PC to run, so anybody, even on a shitty laptop, can pick it up and play it. And I think that's how it's gotten so successful.
So what you're saying is Freddy's target audience is scrubs who can't afford full PCs.
Filthy non-PC gaming peasants, I believe the term would be referred to as.
Anyway, with that conversation derailment, because we're not talking about Silent Hills anymore, I'm going to leave you, audience, to discuss the game in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Skatinmonk, for joining me.
Anytime. It's about like time I fucking come on your channel for once, as opposed to you being on mine all the time.
What's all this filth around here? Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.